because you can't be winning in one area of your life and losing in another. So today I want to talk about productivity, especially for my moms, my mompreneurs, my busy working moms, all of the mamas out here who are out here juggling it all, working, doing business, raising the babies. I'm here for you today, okay? This is usually one of my most asked things, as people want to know how I manage it all. Right now, obviously, I'm a full-time entrepreneur, but before I worked a full-time job, ran my blog on the side, had side hustles and all that good stuff, and I was still able to basically make it to where I am today. And that's through productivity systems, being productive even when I ain't feel like it, or when I didn't think I could be. I just had to figure it out. And I was thinking about it just before I decided to film this video. Like, what are some things that honestly I did and still do that really makes a difference in how much I'm able to put out, or how effective I'm able to be in my business and in my life, because I have a really good balance when it comes to the two. One of the first things that I think plays a huge role for me, and I realized this pretty quickly in my business, is having passive income streams. Having passive income streams allow me not to be so pressed, so like anxious, about income, and not being as nervous about having to make active income. Not saying I don't need active income. I'm just saying implementing those passive income streams have helped me tremendously, because as a mom, things can be this way today and they can be another way tomorrow, right? And in the event I can't get up and do content, I still need my coin, okay? I still need my coin. So I realized pretty early on that I needed to implement some passive streams of income that would work for me when I couldn't actually put in the work. And that's why I have this YouTube channel, my blog, my digital products, other things that I do offline as well. Having that passive income streams makes the stress so much less, okay? But that's just the first thing I noticed and thought about. Let's get into these productivity tips that I have for you today. The first one is, you gotta plan your week. You can't expect that things are just going to happen if you do not plan for them. One thing about it, two things for sure. If you just let the week happen to you, the week is just going to happen to you. You know what I'm saying? And you won't get anything productive out of it because you have not planned to be productive. You have to plan to be productive, okay? I like to have at least one or two business tasks that I work on for that week. Whether I say, okay, this week the goal is to fully outline a new digital product, and what I'm saying, get that ready to be written, and then maybe I'll both film some YouTube videos. Whatever those two business tasks are going to be. When it comes to life as a mom, it's like, okay, this week I'm gonna braid the girls' hair. Okay, the boys need to go over here to Academy Sports to get X, Y, and Z. We go on school shopping, whatever. I plan that week out. And while as a mom, I'm pretty sure you do that for your life, you also need to do that for your business. I learned that you got to plan the stuff out, because if you just get out here, just like whatever, things are not going to happen. You're not going to be as productive as you hoped that you could be. Okay, the next thing, like, oh my gosh, I stand 10 toes on this, okay? 10 toes on this. This is one of the biggest things, honestly, that helped me go from employee to entrepreneur. It really is. And that is having a designated work time. A lot of my clients are still in their 9 to 5, and they always ask me, Nakisha, how, when? They always ask me that. And the biggest thing for me is that I had a designated work time. Even when I had a 9 to 5, honey, you best believe I had a 6 to 10 too. And it might not have been 6 to 10 because obviously I'm a mom and I got to get home and I got to do things. But 7 to 10, whatever those work hours were, I committed to those work hours. And I knew what I was going to be doing during those work hours. So if I only had 3 hours, it was like, okay, these 3 hours, we gonna do this. But for me, let me tell you what mine looked like. What my first work hour of the day was in the morning time, before I even went to work. If you've been around here and you know my story, you know this. It was me getting up before I went to work working on my business, because it was something about me getting up working on my own business before going into somebody else's business that just made me feel like a boss, right? It made me feel bossy. It was like, girl, I got to take care of my business before I go to this job. This is what we're doing. I don't know. It just gave me a vibe. And when I went to work, like, nothing they did said it could get to me, because I'm like, girl, okay, whatever. I'm working on my exit plan, right? It didn't faze me. Secondly, during my lunch break, I used that as an hour to get on social media, talk to people, go live, send out emails, whatever I needed to do during that lunch hour. I don't have time to sit in this break room chatting and gossiping and doing all these things with y'all. I gotta go to my car, you know. And a lot of people didn't know what I was going to my car for. They just thought I liked to eat in my car because I was inside all day and I liked fresh air, which that was a part of it, but also it's because I want to work on my business, period. Literally, there were moments where I could be walking, and maybe I didn't sit in the car, but I would go walking around like the lake that was at my job, and I would be live. I would be talking to people. You know what I'm saying? So that was the second work hour, and then at night I would put in 2 to 3 hours. If you're slim on time, I would say give it, 2 hours. Put the kids down. The kids are down by 8 o'clock. Then you work on your business 8 to 10. I would do my blog posts. You know what I'm saying? During those times, if I got up in the morning, outline that post. We doing social on lunch break, and then we're coming home and we're writing that post we outlined in the morning. And then, you have a set day to where you do all of those things. But the bottom line is you got to have a designated time to work on stuff. You can't just think you're going to find time, I'm going to find. No, you got to say, this is my business hours. This is when I'm working, period. I don't care. This is the priority. This is what I'm doing during this time. And if you have a significant other, just talk to them about it and make sure that they're on board and that they're holding you accountable to that designated time. The next thing is to have a morning routine. Like, one thing about me right now, this is something that's huge for me now that I'm a full-time entrepreneur. And I would say it really was when I was working too, because I always got up that hour early. But right now it's having that morning routine to where, like clockwork, my mind and my body knows what the routine is. Get up, do this, do that, get the kids up, make breakfast, take them to school, come back, put in a load of laundry, clean the kitchen, vacuum the floors, watch First Take, start working on emails in the morning. Like, literally, that's how my process is, and my body pretty much knows what that is, and it works for me because I do it every single day. So having a morning routine really, really works for me, because it's like having a system, it's having a system in place for how you get things done. So yeah. The next thing that works really, really well for me right now as a full-time entrepreneur is time blocking. Oh my gosh. Time blocking. When I found out about time blocking, I was like, oh, this sounds like this gonna work. And when I started doing it, I was like, why haven't I been doing this all the time? Where was I at? Time blocking works so well for me, and I have like 4 distinct blocks, where it's my morning block where I'm doing all of that stuff during my morning routine. Then I have that second work block where I'm literally doing my focused work and I'm locked in on my business doing deep work. That third block is typically when I'm stopping and I'm going to get my kids from school and I'm having my lunch and all that good stuff. That fourth block is when we're doing activities for the kids and all that good stuff. You're making dinner, you're doing all that good stuff. And most people's ends there. And most days, mine does end there. Before I was full time, my block did not end there. I actually had an additional block to where, okay, now we go in. We go in again, because that first block I didn't have it because I was at somebody's job. First and second block, actually, you didn't have. And I had a 5th block, but now I don't have that 5th block. But if you want to use time blocking, you work a job, that 5th block could be your designated time that you work on your business. So time blocking really, really works for me. It could work for you too. Maybe some of your blocks, maybe 2 of your blocks, you're at your day job though, which is fine. You know what I'm saying? It's just blocking that time to know what you're going to be doing during those times and owning your day. You know what I'm saying? Taking accountability for every moment of your day, not every moment, but the working hours of your day, knowing that you want to be productive and you need systems in place in order to be productive, and don't just let your day run your day. Okay. The next one I have is using timers. I am the timer queen. Ask anybody I know. I'm the timer queen, okay? We can be sitting there at lunch, my phone is going off, and my friends literally right now, they're like, oh, that's her lunch timer. And I crack up because it's hilarious. I literally have timers to let me know so that I don't forget certain things. Okay, lunch, you need to eat, Nakisha. Okay, boom, now it's time for you to start working so you can go pick up the kids. Boom, Nakisha, you should be doing dinner right now. I have purposeful timers on my phone that really helps me to keep those time blocks and keep me on track to doing the things that I need to be doing. Next, I have batch create when you can. If you're a creator, an influencer, or online business owner, you need to be batch creating things, whether it's your emails, your content, your packaging up your stuff for your e-commerce business. Batch do things whenever you can. Instead of just doing one thing, like me, I'm sitting here doing this video, I refuse to do one video at a time. No, I'm at least do two. I'm not saying I'm not into the 5, 6, 7 video thing. That's not me. I'm not about that life. But at least 2 videos. Why waste makeup, waste the outfit, waste the moments? You know, do at least 2 videos if you're going to do it. Anything that you can batch create, batch do the thing, definitely be batching your stuff. Next is to ask for help when you need it. Don't be out here trying to be superwoman and do all the things, because you're not. And I know some of us, you know, especially when it comes to our babies, we don't like to ask for help. But if you have a mom, a sister, a best friend, a spouse, don't be afraid to be like, girl, can you come over here and give me 20 minutes? Just sit with them in the living room real quick while I just have a moment in my room. Because one of the tips on here is to make time for you. I don't care if it is just 20 minutes in the evening after they go to bed, and you say, you know what, this is gonna be my 20 minutes to sit here and do nothing, relax, stare at the ceiling, whatever I want to do, I'm gonna have that. For me, y'all know it's my at-home self-care time. In the evening, girl, make you a good bubble bath, put all your favorite things in there, light some candles, put some music, whatever. Have your time, have your moments. You gotta make time for you. You can't be superwoman, super Shira, and be all about the business or all about the kids. There has to be balance, you know, the best you can. Basically, you cannot forget about yourself, because you can't be winning in one area of your life and losing in another. None of this don't work that way. You got to try your best to maintain some level of evenness across the board. Okay, so make sure you're making some time for you. Okay, next I got, oh yeah, hire and as a part of asking for help when you need it, that really includes hiring out things that you don't like to do. If you're a person and you don't like to really clean up like that, girl, get you a cleaner. Lifesaver. Okay, that's just not something I enjoy. Find someone to come in to clean for you. I don't care if it's once a month. A few years back, I had a coworker who's the one that even introduced me to that concept. And she was just like, it's just not my thing. I've never been into it. Do not approve. Joking. But no, she was just like, that's her thing. She doesn't shop for clothing. She is not into that kind of stuff. She's not into hair, the makeup. She likes to have her home nice and neat and clean. And this was a regular woman working a regular job like me. And so, yeah, if it's something you don't like to do, whether that's ordering out food, having a cleaner, laundry, whatever. One of the biggest productivity hacks that millionaires use is hiring out things that they don't want to do. Just freeing up their time from having to do certain things like that. Laundry, cleaning up, food, so many things, not just in your business, but even in your household as well. So when you can hire out, definitely do that. Next, you want to make sure you're getting good sleep. That is super important. Back in the day, I used to do the 2-3 a.m. thing. When I was out here hustling and really trying to make this work for myself, I would stay up so late as I needed to get done what I needed to get done. I'm not in those times anymore, okay? I don't have to stay up to 2 and 3 a.m. And I realized that having my appropriate sleep helps me to be more productive the next day, because when you stay up to 2 and 3, the next day you're mentally foggy and you really can't get things done the way you need to. So 6 to 8 hours if you're a grown adult is sufficient. 8 hours is probably too long. I think most of us can function off 6, to be honest. So you can stay up if you're gonna stay up till midnight if you need to. I'm not saying you got to, but for me, that's my cutoff now. midnight is my cutoff because I used to be a night owl. I don't want to be a night owl no more. I have kids that like to get up early, so I don't want to be a night owl anymore. So I do force myself to be in bed by midnight. So then I know if I have to get up for 6 or 7, that's cool, and my body can maintain that. But yeah, make sure you're getting good sleep. It's beneficial to your body, and you'll have much more mental clarity when you're doing it. And last but not least is prioritize and do all these things, but also maintain your flexibility, especially when you're a mom. I'm pretty sure you already know this, but prioritize, have a schedule, plan your week, all that good stuff, but you gotta remain flexible, and you gotta schedule in those moments of error. You know, what if I can't film my content this week? Well, that's why you make sure you have enough content at least for 2 weeks so that you can build in a cushion 1 week maybe when you can't, right? So you want to remain flexible, not be so rigid, not be, you know, neglectful of other things that you have to do, focusing on your business, but you want to do your best to, just like I said, balance I feel like is not a thing. You just got to prioritize what needs to be prioritized in the moment, but at least try to keep things as close to, you know what I'm saying, even as possible. Okay, so it's like the business up here, you know, you want household to be up here, you know, the kids might be up here, you know, some weeks, and then let's be real about it. Sometimes those things have to fluctuate. Okay, listen kids, I cannot sit here and watch a movie with you today, but what I am going to do is go in here and do what I got to do for work, and then I'm gonna come out, we're gonna play this board game for 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to try our best to keep the wavelengths as close as possible. But yeah, those are my productivity tips for moms that I have in order to get out here and be a boss in your life and your business. If you want to know more about my time blocking system that I use, watch this video right here. I go in depth. People actually love this video. It's doing really, really well, so I think you'll like it too.